Start with your feet about hip width apart. Close the eyes, drop the arms down by the side, give the arms a bit of a wriggle around. Maybe bend into the knees, just kind of jiggle on the spot a moment with the eyes closed. And then just find stillness. Drop down through the feet, lift all 10 toes and then push them back down into the floor. Turn the palms so they open and face forward. So already we create a bit more space across the chest. Slightly draw the shoulders back. Lift through the crown of the head to grow a little taller. Take a big inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Interlace the fingers, create a fist, or reach that fist up high. Take a side bend over to the right, so just open out the left side of the body. Inhale back to center. Exhale, take a side bend over to the left, stretch out the right, and then go once more each side. So use the inhale, grow taller. Side bend on the exhale. Use the inhale, grow taller. Side bend on the exhale. Come back to center. Release the arms down by the side and then interlace them behind the back. Reach the knuckles away from you. Just pull the shoulders back. Bend the knees, forward fold. So let's open the chest, the shoulders, the lower back, the backs of the legs. Take 2 more big breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Let the arms come down towards the ground. Pull the navel in and roll up through the spine. Push into the feet. Curl up really slow, stacking the shoulders on top of the hips. Inhale when you get to the very top. Exhale, chin back into chest, roll it down. So pull the navel in, pull the waist in from the side. Let the shoulders be heavy, let them draw forwards. Imagine you've got weights in the hands, folding the body forwards and down. And then from that fold, push into the feet, pull the waist in, tuck the tailbone under, roll up through the spine. I want you to almost try and corkscrew the feet into the ground so you get a real sense of activation and engagement up through the legs. Stand tall, inhale. Exhale, go once more. Chin to chest, roll it down. Navel to spine. Shoulders heavy. Head relaxed. Body comes forwards into a fold. And then try and corkscrew the feet into the ground. So see if you can turn the toes out, turn the heels in. Pull in and up through the waist. Roll to standing. And bring it all the way up. Take the right foot out. So take both feet out wide, just turn the toes out. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. And then exhale, sit into a wide squat, stretch the arms out. So really try and push the knees out to the side. Pull the navel in, tuck the tailbone under. Inhale, rise to stand. Squeeze the glutes at the top. Exhale, sit down, arms out wide. 3 more. Inhale, tall. Tuck the tailbone, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, sit down a little lower. 2 more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. 1 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, and stay here. So stay nice and low. And just pulse really small movements. So a tiny bit of movement. Keep stretching the arms out wide. Keep pulling navel to spine and trying to push the knees out. So try not to let the knees fall in. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise to stand. Bring the feet back together. Hands to the hips, bend to the knees, and line yourself up. So you're either at the top of the mat, where the straight edge is, or you're on the side of the mat. So when I look down now, my toes are at the edge of the mat, and I've got the mat as a line. So I've got like this imaginary line out to the side. Knees are bent, hands to my hips. Right foot is going to lift off the floor, but my right knee is going to follow a line out to the side. It's not going to come any further forwards or any further back. And bring it back down. Take the right knee out to the side and bring it back down. Left knee stays bent, take it out to the side and bring it back down. 5, lower, 4, lower, 3, lower, 2, lower, last one, lower. Keep that right knee next to the left knee. Extend the right leg back, toes to tap the floor. Knees come together. Ooh, maybe they don't. Toes tap back. Knees come together. Toes tap back. Knees come together. Make that tap back really light for 5. Bring it in. 4. Bring it in. 3. Bring it in. 2. Bring it in. Last one. Bring it in. Place the right foot down. Just stand tall. Wriggle both legs out. And then other side. So bend the knees. You've got that line out to the side. So if you're stood at the top of the mat, you've got to imaginary draw a bit wider. Lift the left foot off the ground. Take that left knee out to the side without it moving forwards or back. Bring it back down. Out to the side. Bring it back down. Look down to the floor if it helps your stability, your balance. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left knee stays next to the right knee. Extend back, light tap, toes to the ground. Bring it in. Extend back, light tap, and bring it back. 7. In. When the knees come together, make sure they meet. Try not to bring that left knee any further forwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet together. Reach the arms up. And then exhale, fold all the way down. So just let the body hang down. Forward fold. Give the hips a bit of a shake out. Rock the head a little from side to side. And then take a seat. Come all the way down. Extend the legs. Wriggle it out. And then bend the knees. Squeeze the knees together to start with. Reach the arms out in front of you. Pull the navel to the spine and roll it down. So going as slow as you can. Pull the navel in. Tuck the tailbone under. Roll it down. Slow and controlled. Really super slow. Reach the arms overhead. Let the hands tap the ground. And then exhale, lift back up. Bit of momentum if you need to pull yourself up into that seat. And then we're rolling back down. So there's this strength around the waist, controlling that roll back, helping you so you don't crash back. Lengthening the arms overhead. Feel that stretch, open the chest, open the shoulders, and then pull the navel to the spine. Roll it up. And if it's too much to go all the way up and down, you're just rolling to where you're able to hold and bringing it back. Rolling to where you're able to hold and bringing it back to your hold and bringing it back. You're doing these half roll downs. We've got 5 more. If you're doing long ones, maybe 2 or 3. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Take it all the way down. Arms stay up to the sky, so my hands are pointing down towards the knees. Bring your knees into the chest. Reach your left arm back and stretch your right leg out. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back. Other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back. And now we're going to move quicker with the breath. So inhale, reach back. Left arm, right leg. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, right arm, left leg. Exhale, bring it in. 3 more each side. Inhale. Exhale. Although we're going with the breath, don't rush. Inhale. Exhale. If you need to go a little bit slower, that's fine. To keep the control through the lower back. You might not go as far into the movement. You might not extend the left leg or the right leg all the way out. Just listen to your body and where you can hold, where you can control. Last one. And bring it back. Hold on to the knees, pull them into the chest. Give a gentle rock from side to side. Take hold of the soles of the feet and kick them up to the sky. So just take a happy baby. Stretch the heels away from you. Pull the shoulders back. Maybe a gentle rock from left to right and right to left. And then come back. If you have a ball, grab your ball. If you don't have a ball, don't worry, I'm going to give you an option. So if you don't have a ball, just squeeze your knees together. So knees are in this tabletop position. Arms come out to the side. Without the ball, all you're going to do is let your knees move over to the right. Don't let them drop. Hold it. Squeeze the knees together. Use the waist. And then bring it back to center. And go to the other side. So take your knees over to the left. Control and hold. They'll probably get about halfway. And then bring it back. If you have the ball, super simple. Same exercise, but with the ball. So I'm squeezing the ball between my knees. Take your knees all the way over to the right. Squeeze either knees or the ball. Use the waist. Bring it back through center and take it over to the left. It's like a very active twist, strengthening in that rotation. And you just take it as deep as you can control. So I want you to always be able to bring the knees back. Try your best to relax the arms, so you're not using the upper body to help you bring the knees back to center. Maybe as we start to get towards the end, you take it a little bit further. Just challenge yourself a bit more. We'll go for 4. Bring it back. 3. Bring it back. 2. Bring it back. And 1. Bring it back. Keep the ball between the knees if you've got it. If you haven't, just place the feet down. So we've all got our feet down to the ground. Knees are bent. Either you're squeezing that ball or you're not. Take the hands to the side of the head. Inhale, push the elbows back into the ground. And then exhale, keep the elbows wide, but just lift the chest. Look towards the waist. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, lift up. Squeeze the ball if you've got one. Squeeze the knees if you haven't. Inhale, back down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, back. Exhale, lift. Now for the last 5, either keep going here or lift your feet off the floor back into that tabletop position with the lower body. Inhale, push the elbows back. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, push the elbows back. Exhale, curl up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 4, 2. Exhale. 4, 1. Exhale. Place the feet down. Keep the ball there if you've got it. Take your feet hip width apart. Push your hands into the ground, arms down. Drive your hips up to the sky. So either you're squeezing that ball or you're just pushing into the feet, particularly into the toes, into the heels. So really force the foot down. Try and lift the hips a little bit higher. Squeeze your glutes at the top. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll down as slowly as you can. So the slowest you've ever rolled down through the spine. Pulling the waist in. Taking your time to lower one segment of the spine to the ground at a time. We're going to do this roll up and down 3 times. So the slower you can take it, the more effective, the more control. And release the hips to the ground. Take an inhale breath at the bottom. And an exhale, tuck the tailbone. Roll the spine up. Push into the feet. Slowly peel the spine off the floor. Really taking your time. Really super slow. And then going back down. Pulling the navel in. Keeping the feet pushing down strong. Feel that work into the back of the legs. Into the back of the hips. Hips rest down. And then roll it back up. Slowly lifting the hips. We're holding it up on this one. So drive your hips up towards the ceiling. With or without the ball, rise onto your tiptoes. So my heels are lifted. Hips are reaching up to the sky. Squeeze your glutes. Lower your hips halfway down. And then drive back up for 10. Lower halfway down. Stay on the balls of the feet. Drive back up for 8. Lift up. 7. Lift up. If you're squeezing that ball, then you're still trying to engage the inner thighs as well. If you're just on the feet, really concentrate on pushing down and lifting the hips. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Hold it up high. Stay on the toes. Roll the spine down. Pull the navel in. Slowly melt the spine down to the floor. Let the soles of the feet come together. Take the ball out to the side. Just rest your knees out. Place the hands on the front of the body. Give your knees a little flutter out to the sides. Just stretch the inner hips, the inner thighs. Take a breath in and a breath out. Bring the knees back together. I'll give you the option without the ball first. So without the ball, you're going to take the legs up to the sky. Knees might be a little bit bent, that's fine. Pull the low back into the floor. Just going to stretch your right leg out. Hold that length and that stretch, just an inch off the ground, and bring it back. And then you'll do the same on the other side. Lengthen the left leg away. Hold it and bring it back. If you have a ball, it takes a little bit of balance, but you're going to place the ball underneath your tailbone, underneath your sacrum. So underneath the hips, not the lower back. Arms come down by the side. You might need them for support. Lift the legs up to the sky. The same thing, I've just got that ball underneath my back. So it's going to give you more length because you can extend the hip further. Reach the leg away and bring it back. If you're without the ball, you're just continuing to alternate. Try and relax the head and the shoulders. If you have the ball, you'll notice the balance is a little bit challenged. So working even deeper on the stability in the spine. And wherever you are, finish that one and then do 6 more. Lengthening as you reach the leg away and bring it back. Lengthening as you reach away and bring it back. If you started this without the ball, I'm pretty sure you'll be feeling it by now. And bring it back. 2 more. 1. Bring it back. And 2. Bring it back. Bend both knees. So either with or without the ball. If you're without the ball, hips are down, knees are in that tabletop position. If you're with the ball, try it. You might want to change it if your balance is a little bit too off. Open the knees. Close the knees. Open the feet. Close the feet. Open the knees. Close the knees. Open the feet. For 5. Open the feet. If you're without the ball, you might want to interlace the hands behind the head and lift the chest slightly. Don't try that if you're on the ball. You'll be all over the place. 3, 2, last 1. Rest the feet down. Lift your hips off the ball if you have the ball. Everyone bring the knees into the chest. Give a gentle rock. We felt a lot of abdominal work without the ball. If you had the ball, notice how much space there is in the lower back. Everyone take the hands to the back of the head, interlace the hands so you can lift the chest up. Try and keep your elbows out wide. Try not to close them in. And then heels together. Kick and extend the legs away on a high diagonal line. Squeeze the inner thighs. So I want you to find that connection between the inner thighs. Keep the heels together. Bend the knees wide. Bring the thighs into the chest. Kick and straighten away. Squeeze together. 8. Squeeze as you extend. 7. Squeeze as you extend. 6. Keep the elbows wide. Keep the chest lifted. 5. 4. Squeeze inner thighs together. Try and close that gap. 3. 2. And 1. Bend the knees. Place the feet down. Relax the head back. Just take the gaze from left to right. Again, I'll go first to demonstrate without a ball. So without a ball, just your right foot is pushing down. You can hold that left knee into the chest just by bringing it in. I'm going to drive down into just the right foot. Hold it at the top for a moment and then lower. If you have a ball, place the ball underneath the left foot. That's a really light touch. So we're not worrying about that left foot at all. We're just giving it somewhere to rest. So everyone's pushing only into the right foot, holding at the top, lowering back down. Pushing into the right foot, holding at the top, lowering back down. If you have a ball underneath that left foot, imagine there's a really tiny hole in it. So if you apply any pressure, the ball will lose all its air. So that touch is super light. We'll go for another 4. Lower. 3. Lower. 2. Lower. Last 1. lower, switch over. So either your right knee comes into the chest or your right foot is on that ball. Drive down into the left foot. It's the hamstring you're going to feel working mostly. Lower back down. Drive up, feel the hamstring kick in. Lower down. Drive up. Lower down. For 7. Lower. 6. Lower. 5. Hardly any pressure on that ball. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Rest. Take the ball out to the side. Just leave that, we don't need it for now. Stretch the legs out. Interlace the hands, take a full body stretch overhead. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Start to lift up through the chest. If you need to use a bit of momentum, pull yourself up. Reach really tall, so come into an L shape. And then stretch the hands towards the toes. Try and keep some space in here. So in yoga practice, we really close this down. Now I want you to try and keep some space here. Then reach the arms back up. Pull the belly in and roll back down. Even if at the end you fall a little, let's try and roll it all the way back. Arms to reach the floor. Lift yourself up. Imagine someone's pulling your hands up to the sky. Sit all the way up, stretch tall, even if it doesn't feel very smooth for now. And then reach the hands to the toes. Pull the waist in. Lift the arms up to the sky. Slowly roll it down. Belly button in, squeeze the inner thighs. Take it down to the ground. Arms stretch back overhead. Lift your hands up to the sky. Like someone's pulling you up. Really tall lift. Big space in front of the body. Reach to tap the toes. One more. Lift the arms up. Roll it down. We're going to hold this one down. So take your time, take your time. Bring it to the floor. And take the arms back overhead. Keep the arms overhead so your biceps are in line with your ears. Plant your feet to the floor. Tuck the tailbone. So more of the lower back is comfortable into the ground. Now lift the head, the neck, the chest, and lift the arms as well. So we're holding this top part of the body off the ground. So there's already quite a lot of work into the upper abdominals. Option 1, to stay here. Option 2, stretch the right leg out, and then maybe you switch. Option 3, hold both legs out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back down. Rest the arms back, stretch the legs out, and then roll over onto your side. So whichever side is facing me, because we're going to go both ways. So I'm on my left, but you just go whichever way works. Have the legs long. Keep the legs squeezing together. So really squeeze the inner thighs, squeeze the ankles. Use that right hand for support, or your top hand, should I say. Lift both legs. So as you lift both legs, my head hasn't moved. My head is relaxed down. That top side of my waist is working. Lower both legs. Lift both legs. Lower. If you have really bony little hips, this might not be very comfortable, sorry. But we're only going to do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees to 90 degrees. So just reset yourself. Make sure you're not collapsing in that bottom side of the waist. So I want a little bit of space underneath there. Take your top hand to the top hip and almost push it down. So don't let it collapse in. Try and push it down. Keep the shins parallel. Lift that top leg. And then lower down. Lift the top leg. And lower down. Lift. And lower. So keep the shins parallel, try not to let the hip twist, so we don't want the knee to lift or the ankle to lift any more than the other. 5, 4, really slow. 3, 2, 1. Hold it there, maintain that height. Just tap the toes together, bring it back, tap the knees, bring it back. Toes, back, knees, back. And now move a bit quicker for 10, tap, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch that right leg to the bottom of the ground, to the bottom of the mat. Pull the right toes back to the face, so that top leg is active, right hand to the floor. Lift the right leg and lower down. Lift the right leg and lower down. 4, 8, and lower. See if you can keep that right hip still so it doesn't wobble too far forwards or too far back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that right knee all the way in. So that should give you a stretch on that top hip. Your bottom arm reaches out in front of you, and then that top arm brings you back into a twist. So we get a full stretch around that right hip. 3 big breaths in. Exhale 1. Breathe in. Exhale 2. Third breath. Exhale. Roll onto your back. So we'll just give that top hip chance to calm down. Bring your hands to the side of the head and bring your knees into a tabletop position. Keep the elbows wide during the exercise. So instead of thinking about elbow to knee, I want you to almost think about armpit to knee. So they're not going to actually reach, but that's the line I want you to think about. So lift the upper body, extend the right leg, right armpit lifts towards left knee, bring it back. Twist to the other side, left armpit to right knee, bring it back for 10. Back, 9, move really slow, back, 8, lift more through the upper body, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep the head lifted. Now squeeze the knees together. Take the toes down to tap the floor. If it's too much, you don't need to go all the way. Bring the knees back into the chest. So you might just go halfway. Bring them back. Halfway. Bring them back. Or you're going all the way down for 5. Bring it back. 4. Bring it back. 3. Lift in. 2. Lift in. Last one. Lift in. Extend the legs all the way down. Stretch the body out. So take a full long stretch. And then you're rolling onto your other side. So I'm just going to twist this way so I can see you. So my right arm is out, but whichever way you went before. Create one long line to start with. So your top hand offers you some stability. The legs squeeze together, the ankles squeeze together. Then you're going to lift both legs and lower back down. So it's this top side waist that's working to lift and lower, lift and lower, trying to keep the legs together for 5, lower, 4, lower, 3, 2, and 1. Rest, bend both knees, bring them into the chest. Just take your top hand, make sure there's a little bit of a gap beneath that side waist, so I don't want you to slump into that side. Take the top hand to the top hip, shins are parallel, lift the top leg, and lower. Go slow. This starts really very pleasantly, and you're like, oh, this is easy. And then it just creeps in. So take it slow, keeping the shins parallel, so not lifting the knee or the foot any higher. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, hold it there. Knee tap, toe tap, knee tap, toe tap. Then you can move a bit quicker for 10, tap, 9. So controlling that movement of the left hip in the hip socket. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch that left leg all the way back. Pull the toes back to the face. So my bottom leg is still bent. Top leg is straight. Lift that top leg. And then lower. Should already be quite a weight around that top hip. Lift. And lower. Lift. And lower. We've only got 7 more. And that's it for tough exercises. 6, 5, 4. Keep that top leg reaching away as you lift. So try not to let it shorten. Try and keep extending it away. 3, 2, 1. Big lift. Bring that knee into the chest. Already there's a stretch there. If you want, the bottom hand can reach out. Top arm can come back and allow you to really fully twist through the hip and through the spine. So it's a big stretch through that top hip. Spiral through the spine. Breathe deep. 2 more. Come back to center. Roll over onto your front and just bring it up to hands and knees. So hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Open out through the chest, look forwards, pull the shoulders back. Exhale, arch and round through the spine as much as you can. Inhale forwards. Exhale round. 3 more. Inhale forwards. Keep pushing the hands down. Send the chest between the biceps. Exhale, arch and round. Spread the shoulder blades wide. Last 2. Arch through the back. Last 1. And round. Find a neutral spine. Tuck the right toes, extend the right leg back. And do the same with the left leg, so you find a plank position. Pull the navel into the spine. Hold yourself there for 5. Lift the hips an inch higher. 4, 3, 2, 1, heels to the left, toes to the right. Take a side plank, so just reach that right arm up. And again, we'll hold for 5. So lift the left hip. 4, push into the left hand. 3, lift the right fingertips. 2, and 1. Bring it back through center. Switch to the other side, heels to the right, toes to the left. Reach your left arm up. 5, lift the right hip. 4, lift the left fingers. 3, space across the collarbones. 2, and 1. Bring it down and then find downward facing dog. So your hips stretch back, your heels push away, head is heavy and relax. Pull the navel into the spine, and then just give your hips a rock from side to side. So just open the sides of the waist, around the lower back. Walk your feet in towards your hands. Have them comfortably hip width apart. Hold opposite elbows and just give a bit of a sway from side to side. So don't force anything. Just rock from left to right, from right to left. And then let the arms be heavy. Close the eyes. Make this your longest roll up. So push into the feet. Start to curl up through the spine. Eyes are closed. Corkscrewing the feet down into the floor so there's that engagement and connection all the way up through the thighs. Slowly rising to stand, keeping the eyes closed if you can. Relax the arms down by the side. Stand really tall. And then just take the hands to the outside edge of the lower ribs, so just out to the side of the rib cage. Breathe in, feel the rib cage push into the hands. And breathe out, push the ribs back down and in. Breathe in, let the ribs move out. Exhale, push them back down and in. Take 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, expand. Exhale, down and in. You're going to hold them in on this one. So keep the rib cage down and in. Rest the arms by the side. So you've got that inward connection through the rib cage. Strength around the center of the body. Pull the navel in. Pull the waist in from the side. And then with that, stand a little taller. Pull the shoulders back. Again, open the palms so they face forwards, just like we started the practice. Feel the feet rooted down into the ground. Notice the height and the length of the spine. See if you can hold that with you throughout the rest of the day. Take the arms up to the sky. Big full inhale. And then exhale, bring your hands into prayer heart center. Bow your chin into the chest. And thank yourself for starting the week with practice.